Hello, I'm Allison Batty Capps of Blossoming Heart Wellness. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm also a yoga coach, a Reiki master, and a spiritual mentor. Today, we're going to explore the concept of 3D and 5D in a trauma-informed, neuroscience-based perspective. So, what if 3D versus 5D is not about being more or less evolved, but about what your nervous system is going through in any given moment? And what if nothing about your stress, your overwhelm, your struggle means that you're doing anything wrong? Let's talk about this in a way that actually honors how the human body works, in a way that is non-shaming. I want to talk about the idea of 3D and 5D in a way that bridges spirituality, psychology, and neuroscience without shame, without hierarchy, and without bypassing real life. Because this concept gets used a lot and it can feel confusing and even harmful depending on how it is framed. What do people usually mean when people say 3D? Well, they're often referring to stress, fear, conflict, survival mode, feeling separate or overwhelmed. And when they say things like 5D, they usually are referring to things like feeling connected, having a sense of peace or compassion, or a sense of presence, a sense of unity and feeling meaning. And those descriptions can sound very different. But here's the important part. And it's a more grounded understanding. Instead of thinking of these as dimensions that you move up or down from, you can understand them as different nervous system states. From a neuroscience perspective, your body is constantly responding to safety, connection, threat, life. So what gets labeled as 3D is often your nervous system in protective or survival-oriented states, and it is intelligent. It is how your body is designed to work. So there is nothing wrong with being in a 3D state. And when you label something as 5D, it is often when your nervous system is feeling regulated, connected, and it's when your body is feeling a sense of safety. And you can move in and out of these states with presence, and you can build capacity for presence. And it is possible to be in a state of 5D and a state of 3D simultaneously. So why does this matter? Because when we turn this concept into hierarchy, 3D is bad and 5D is better, it can create shame. It can make it seem like you're doing something wrong if you're stressed, you're somehow less evolved if you're overwhelmed, or you should be able to choose peace no matter what is happening in your life. But that is not how the human body works. And it is not how human beings were designed to work. So let's look at this through a trauma-informed lens. From psychology and trauma science, we know several things. Your body's responses are not failures. They are adaptive, intelligent reactions to your experiences and your environment. If your system is overwhelmed, anxious, or shut down, that's not because you're in a lower dimension. It's because your body is trying to protect you with the resources it has. So how do we bridge in spirituality? Well, you can still value the intention behind these ideas. There is something real about feeling more connected, feeling more present, feeling more compassionate. But it's not about ascending your humanity. It's about having enough safety internally and externally for your nervous system to open. So here's the reality that most people are not saying when they're talking about 3D and 5D. You cannot live in a state of peace and connection constantly. It is something you move in and out of. And this isn't a failure. This is how the body is designed to respond to life. And it does not mean that you are failing. It means that your nervous system is responding to the reality of being a human being. So I think a healthier framework, instead of I need to get out of 3D and stay in 5D, is you might hold my system moves between protection and connection depending on what I am experiencing. And both states are part of being human. There is no hierarchy, there is no shame, there is no pressure to override your experience. What this creates instead, when you understand it in this way, is it's okay for me to stop judging my reactions. I can stop trying to force myself to be in a state that I don't have capacity for. And you can start working with your body instead of against it. And that is where real healing and integration happens. You do not have to become someone else to be higher. You don't need to escape your humanity to be spiritual. You get to understand your nervous system, you get to honor your lived experience, and you get to move towards connection at a pace that is actually sustainable for your body and your nervous system. You're not moving between dimensions of worth. You're moving through states of being, and all of them deserve compassion. 3D versus 5D isn't about being more or less evolved. It's about your nervous system moving between protection and connection. And you are not failing when you are feeling overwhelmed. You are responding to the reality of life. If this resonates, I hope you'll consider subscribing or go to my website, blossomingheartwellness.com, to learn more about how to work with me or my online courses. Or read my book, The Divine Within, Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, which goes deeper into spiritual concepts that bridge psychology and neuroscience in a way that is sustainable for your nervous system. Sending you deep love and appreciation, no matter where you are on your journey of life.